So now let's talk about attracting new EAs with AutoSave and ThinkSmart, because these are two proprietary technologies, as I mentioned before, that are based off of our Proton platform, which is also a proprietary platform. So many things happening, with this platform, and this is just this. We're just scratching the surface of this because we're really just getting rolling. I mean, we're not open with AutoSave yet in any states, and we're open with ThinkSmart in one state and more states to come. So this proprietary technology is going to roll throughout many states. Both of these proprietary technologies. So let's talk about some things that you can do to help you build and attract new EAs and recruit them onto your team. So first, what is AutoSave? If you don't know, go look it up, go watch some videos, go get onto our training calls, but it's personalized energy pricing. Everyone can get personalized energy pricing with AutoSave in the states where we're opening this, and AutoSave is eliminating the biggest reason for customer churn. And we should always be talking about this when we're talking to people out in the field, whether it's a customer when we launch this, or whether it's an advisor who you're looking to pre-launch with right now. We had a pre-launch call last night. It was awesome on Ohio. So get the recording of that and watch it. But stay tuned because we're going to be doing constant pre-launch calls right now. Everything that we do from now to the time when we launch a lot of these markets is going to be all about bringing new EAs onto your team. So it's just going to be constant contact with this. So the two things that we eliminate is for customer churn. Number one, the price never goes above the utility. And number two, there are no renewals. That's where most companies and customers that have tried to do third-party energy supply in states that are deregulated, that's where customers that have tried and they said, I don't want to do this anymore because I tried it and I forgot to renew or whatever, and my rate went up and it went way above the utility. I wish there was a way that I could just never have to renew and it would never go above the utility, and then I'd be your customer forever. I mean, that's what's been going on in the industry. It's the most common pain point in the industry. And so now we have a way to handle that. We're launching in New Jersey and Ohio very soon. Those other states coming up in Q3: Illinois, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., and then under review, more states. There's actually a total of, I think, 12 states here. So a lot of things happening. These are all of our deregulated markets except for Texas. We won't have AutoSave in Texas, but we have ThinkSmart in Texas. So your target market for AutoSave, it literally is unlimited. You want to be building and finding people in these markets and constantly asking people about all of those markets that you saw on there. I'm going to key in on the first 4 or 5 or 6 markets that are going to launch plus Texas and talk about that. The cool thing is that this is a residual rocket ship because every customer that comes on pays residuals. When the customer is with Think Energy, getting up to 10% savings on the months that they're with Think Energy, you're getting the full residual based on the band that they were assigned. When they're not with Think Energy and we move them back to the utility in cases where the utility has a better rate than we can offer that customer, which doesn't happen very often, but when they do, when we need the utility, they're there to help our customers and we're working with the utility. It's like we're partnered with the utility in this case. You'll earn 50% of the band one residual. So this is a rocket ship. Every customer residual right out of the gate, including the very next month. You sign up a customer this month, it'll start residuals the following month. So we know that we're going to have some launch bonuses as well for each customer, $20 in New Jersey and $40 in Ohio. And then we have promotions that where you can go out to a steak dinner, a kosher steak dinner with Michael Falquist in New Jersey. That promotion, the details are there. 2 nights out at the ballpark with Michael Falquist and the corporate team in a corporate box at these stadiums. Very exciting there. That's coming up. And then you'll also have a dinner, a luncheon, I should say, in Ohio with Michael Falquist that you can qualify for as well. So all the qualifications are on thinksuccess.plus. We have the Texas All-In promotion, as we all know. This is our longest promotion ever. We still have 6 more months left in this promotion where you can earn an extra $100 on top of the 20, so up $120 total for signing up a customer and helping them connect to ThinkSmart, which only takes a couple minutes when they do it. There's also $50,000 in bonuses there between from now through 6 months from now for you to acquire all along the way as you're building, which you're going to be building anyway. They're just throwing another $50,000 in there for you on top of the $120 per customer in that state. And so a clear path to six figures in a 6 month period of time for sure. And we have some incredible videos. I like to call these world-class videos, okay? Most of what we've been doing up until this point has been a lot of things have been based on EAs recording, YouTube videos, putting them up on YouTube or whatever, just like we're doing now. And now we have Adam Smith and this marketing team. He's our new chief marketing officer, putting together world-class videos. The AutoSave video, world class. The Think Smart Texas video, world class. The Texas All-In Promotion video, absolutely world class. And the new Think Local video, absolutely world class, you guys. So very exciting what we have. These are very short. These are short form videos designed to show people something quickly that they don't know about. These are all technologies that they don't know about. So when we think about your spheres of influence, everybody has their sphere of influence. We all have spheres of influence. And it works like this. Your first immediate, like hot market sphere of influence is your friends and family. So friends and family is your first sphere of influence. That's the smallest sphere, right? Because then you have what are called acquaintances and people you do business with. That's a bigger sphere than your friends and family. These are people that you know them and you see them not every single day, but they're not friends, they're not family, they're not immediate coworkers, they're not your next door neighbor. Those are all like in the friends and family. But then you have the acquaintances. That brings you to a much larger circle of influence. This is anybody you've ever met ever in your life is an acquaintance. And then the even bigger sphere of influence from there is people you don't know and the people that you will meet. That is an unending. I mean, that's the like whatever 7 billion people on the planet. You might in your acquaintances and your friends and family, you might have, I don't know, anywhere from 200 to 3,000 to 5,000 people that you've met in your life. But then there's 7 billion that you haven't met. So, how do you attract those people? How do you find those people? How do you get to the larger spheres outside of your friends and family? How do you work with acquaintances? How do you work with cold market? Let's talk about some of that specifically with Think Smart and with AutoSave. So, the proper mindset, right? Better results. You definitely need better results for sure. And have that let me make sure. Did I have this going? Yes, I did. I just want to make sure I have everything going on the screen properly, and I do. But to have to get better results, you need the proper mindset. I mean, plain and simple. If you don't have the right mindset, you're going to go a lot slower than the people who have the right mindset. And so having that is something that you want to make sure that you're taking care of your attitude, right? Okay, GIGO, garbage in, garbage out, right? We all know this, but not everybody takes advantage of this, where you're reading positive thinking things throughout the day. You're listening to positive audio. I mean, think if you're listening to music, that's great. Or you're watching TV, that's fine. But why wouldn't you take some of your listening to music time or watching TV time and put something in your brain that's good? Like go watch something on YouTube that's good. Go watch something that helps you. And I'm sorry, it's allergy season, you guys. But go watch something that uplifts you so you're better when you go to do what you want to do with this business. And associating, counseling with people, attending events, those are all things that bring you into the proper mindset. Having a huge list, I'm upping this number. I'm no longer saying 100 to 1,000 names because we are in AutoSave, Think Smart, super nuclear accelerated mode. Everybody should have 200 to 2,000 names on your list using the memory jogger tool. And everybody should reuse the memory jogger tool before you start and go out trying to build, your autosave business, your think smart business and attracting new people. You should go rework your list because you'll put a whole bunch of people on there that you never thought of before. You want to have 5 reach outs a day. Okay. I like to say that like 5 reach outs a day keeps the bill collector away. Okay, that's like the minimum. Like if you have a list of 200 to 2,000 people and you're not reaching out to 5 people a day, I mean, it only takes 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to reach out to 5 people if you already have your list made, which is the key to have it made so that when you're ready to do something that day, you can just go for it. But what I'll say is that if you're not doing 5 reach outs a day, and you're not spending 10 minutes a day on your business, then you're really not in business. Like, why are you in business if if you're not willing to go out and spend 10 minutes in a day doing this? It doesn't have to be every day. Maybe it's 5 days a week, but 5 reach outs a day when you actually do something in the day. Like, don't reach out to one person in a day and then call it quits and then go the next day and reach out to one. You're going to get better as you go. Your follow-ups are going to get better. When you actually get on the phone with people, it's going to be better if you do more than one a day. And I like 5 as the number. Set up reminders. Remind I have a guy on our team that all he does, right? I talked to him about this. He says, "This is how I build my business." He's like, "I have a really busy schedule." This person is very wealthy, has lots of kids. He's involved in everything with the community. He's very busy. But he said, I said to him, "I know you have 15 minutes in a day because you spent 15 minutes with me doing a 3-way call." He said, "Yeah, I do have 15 minutes a day." And I said, and so he actually sets up reminders that are in between little blocks of like in between appointments. Whenever there's a break in his calendar, he sets up a reminder so that it automatically reminds him to go and take 10 or 15 minutes and reach out to somebody right now. Nice. So whatever it takes to do it and have positive affirmations that you say to yourself to set the tone. Okay, like I like to say this now with autosave. I mean, I keep positive affirmations going all day long, but I love saying things like this. We've got a proprietary technology that no one else has in America. We are the industry game changer. We're the category creator. We're the innovator. I've got something, a video, autosave, and a platform that no one else in America has. I have ThinkSmart technology. No one else has that technology. We're bringing something to the public that they are thirsting for. They're absolutely desperate for. They can't live without it. And we are the answer to all their pain points in the electricity sector. I mean, that's what I say to myself before I get out. That's what I said to myself before I got on this meeting. That's what I say to myself before I reach out to people. Take a few minutes and get that positive affirmation. Put some bullet points in your phone. That's how I did it. That's how I remembered what I just said because it's in my phone with bullet points. So have that and you'll be better at what you're doing. Now that you're in the proper mindset, right? Your posture is up there. Your confidence level is up there. Okay. Now that you're there, you've got some posture. Your attitude is there. Your belief is there. Your self-image is there. You have confidence in what you're doing. Now you're ready to go out into the market and be an absolute rhinoceros and charge toward your dreams. 2-inch thick skin, somebody shoots an arrow at you, doesn't matter. Can't permeate my skin. It's too thick. No natural predators. It's just charge toward your dream. That's what rhinos do. So your opening statement, whenever you're reaching out to someone, it sets the tone, whether you are reaching out to somebody like personally, like right there face to face, whether you're on the phone with them, whether you're reaching out to them via email or text or through direct message on social media, whatever it is, your opening statement sets the tone. So like this is part of my opening statement. My company has asked me to my company has asked me to take the lead and spearhead expansion of a new technology into the New Jersey, Ohio, Illinois, PA, Delaware, DC, Texas, and many more states. Like that's part of the opening statement. That's a great statement to have that. That's a bullet point, right? Here's another one. My business partners and I have a technology that no one else has in one of the hottest industries in America, and we're expanding rapidly. It just fell into our laps, and we find ourselves in the right place at the right time to capitalize and change our lives and the lives of many around us. I'm coming to you first before I go to my larger network to see if you share our vision and if you're able to take advantage. And the best part, I love putting this in there. We're not looking for investors and we're not selling anything. So I'm not looking for salespeople and we're not looking for your money. I love to put that in there. And then it's just about talking about those bullet points, like add in whatever you want, change this up, switch the terminology around. I put in there we're spearheading expansion. Maybe you want to say it differently. Maybe you want to say we have a technology that no one else has, or maybe you want to say we're first to market, or we're first to license, or we're first with regulatory approval. Other companies are years behind us in development and tens of millions of dollars behind us on the money side. No one knows about it. Category creator, game changer, industry innovator, proprietary technology, revolutionary, first mover advantage. Guys, these are all bullet points that you can play around with however you want. I mean, it's so exciting when you know you've got the cookie that people want and you have something that they need and they don't even know that it exists. They think it doesn't even exist. Like, I mean, it's amazing in the technology space. I mean, you look at people in the state of New Jersey. If you look at when New Jersey first launched with retail energy supply back in like 2000, whatever, 9 or 10 or whatever it was, I think it was 2010 or something like that. It was somewhere in that range. But when it first launched, where you could actually choose in that state, it was like everybody went and did it. And there was like literally at one point, there was like 70% of the state that was on a retail energy supplier and 30% were with the utility company. And now that has switched all the way around. The latest figures are that 84% are with the utility and 16% are with a third party supplier. And the reason why it went from 30% with the utility to 84% now with the utility today, the reason it went that way is because people got burned. They tried it and they realized if I don't renew or if I'm not paying attention, they're going to jack my rate up. And that's why they're not willing to go. Even if a company says to them, some of them will say, well, we have 20% savings. We have 30% savings. We have 10% savings. Some of them won't do it unless you can say to them and answer the question in the positive way. Yeah, I would do it, but what happens if I don't renew? And can it ever go above my utility and all of a sudden I'm upside down and I could have just stayed where I was? And now we can say, yep, our plan never above the utility, guaranteed in writing. And when you're with us as a supplier, up to 10% savings. You guys, we have the thing that everybody wants that they thought they were getting in the energy sector just, decades ago, 15 years ago. They thought they were getting this and they didn't. And now we are the first company to market to do this and provide what they've been looking for all along. So warm market invites using AutoSave and ThinkSmart. After your opening statement, you're then just going to say, look, we need to get your opinion on this. I love that. Hey, I need to get your opinion on this. We need to get your opinion on this. Like you and the person that you're talking to, like you're talking to Mike. Hey, Mike, you and I need to get your opinion on this. Okay, like that's what it is. We need to get your input on this. We need to get your eyes on this ASAP. Need to run it by you. Need to bring you up to speed. Mike, I don't want you to be mad at me later if I didn't tell you, or if you found out my life had changed dramatically and I didn't include you. Guys, I've already had somebody say to me, I had somebody that I just forgot to get on my list when we started this business, and I saw him, 2 years later. And we've already been in the business and promoted all the way up to the top rank in the company and all this stuff. And he was like, "How come you didn't tell me about it?" And I felt so bad. I was like, "Man, I don't know why I didn't get to you. Every time I just never thought of him." And I felt really bad that I hadn't done that. So he's mad at me because I didn't tell him, I forgot. So go to your people and tell them, I don't want you to be mad at me later if I didn't tell you about this, or if you found out my life had changed dramatically and I didn't include you. Good posture line. And then knowing that you're going to say to everybody, if I sent you a 90-second video, would you watch it? And then setting up a time utilizing Eric Worre's, if I sent you this, would you do this? And then setting up a time, when will you watch it? And when am I calling you back? A lot of times this is immediate. You just collapse it all together. If I sent you a 90-second video right now, would you watch it? Yeah. When would you watch it? In the next 90 seconds. Great. I'll call you back in 2 minutes. Here it is. you're done. you know so an example of a strong invitation with a hot and warm market lead is just what we just talked about. My company asked me to expand and take the lead of expansion in these states. My business partners and I are first to market with a technology. See, I'm adding in first to market with a technology that no one else has in the hottest industry in America, energy. Energy is the hottest industry in America. It's one of the biggest industries in the world. We find ourselves in the right place at the right time to capitalize and change our lives and the lives of many around us. And you say to this person, this is your warm market. I'm coming to you first before I go to my larger network to see if you share our vision. And the best part, we're not looking for any investors and we're not selling anything. So, you guys, that's all you're doing. That's a great, hot, warm market connection. So, let's use an example of someone you're talking to on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn because it's really business minded. You can get a lot of information about someone's career and their background, and then you can talk about with them. You can talk about that with them. Like people love, I've been in the recruiting space for 20 years. I've helped over 10,000 people get jobs as a recruiter, and LinkedIn is like the world's resume. It's like here's your resume. It's up on LinkedIn. They put stuff on there that they wouldn't put anywhere else because they want to get a job or they want to find a new opportunity. They want something that's going to change their lives. They're looking to network with people. That's what LinkedIn is about. And so having that information up there is very valuable to you because you can take it to them and actually show interest in talking to the person based on what you read on their LinkedIn profile. Like utilize their posts, the things that they comment on, connect with them. You don't have, you can just connect with people and say, I'd like to network with you a little bit. Maybe we might know the same people or some of the people that maybe you know somebody I should know. Maybe I know somebody you should know. Just network with people and connect with people. I go into LinkedIn every single day just for a little bit of time, even if it's only 5 minutes, because I like to go in there and look to find new people that I can connect with. I also look for my connections that I have on LinkedIn and then who they are connected with. And I'll go through and look at somebody's profile and I'll send them a connection request. And I'll just say to them, hey, I'd love to network with you a little bit. I see we have this in common, or I see we are connected with the same people, or we're in the similar industry, or you live in the same state, or whatever. And you can go in there and just connect with people. I'd love to network with you a little bit. Maybe we'll just do it electronically. And you never know. You might know somebody that I need to know to advance my career, and I might know somebody you need to know to help you advance your career. Who's going to say no to that? I've been doing this since LinkedIn started. And I was using LinkedIn day one when it started, you guys. I was a beta tester in LinkedIn before it actually went live. So I know that I've never had anybody turn down that type of connection. And if they do, then I wouldn't want to talk to them. Like, hey, let's network because I might know somebody you need to know, and you might know somebody I need to know. Let's connect. Oh yeah, I don't want to connect. If they say no to that, done. You don't need to talk to them. So I contact Bill, right? And so I see Bill on LinkedIn. I connect with him, or I don't connect with him. I just came across his profile and I read about him. So I say, hey, Bill, I came across your profile. I'm just telling him what I did. I read about you or I saw some comments that you made, and there might be a chance that you would share our vision. This is interesting to Bill when he gets it. Huh, there's a chance. There's a chance. I'm not promising him anything. There's a chance that he might share our vision. When somebody says there's a chance, I'd be like, yeah, maybe it's more than a chance. So I'm spearheading expansion of a new technology into these states and many more states. I'll send you a full list to see if your network overlaps with ours. Great terminology right there. Okay. That gives you now, you're assuming permission up front to send him the full list of states that we show on our map to find out if he has people, if he knows people in those markets. My business and partners and I are first to market with a technology that no one else has in one of the hottest industries in America, energy. I like to say energy because it's kind of like full disclosure, but you can't possibly determine what we're doing based on saying in the hottest industry, energy. Everybody uses it. We're not looking for investors, we're not selling anything. And if you were to take advantage, it would not interfere with your core career or profession. Very important to say that to someone. You're not looking to get them to change jobs because on LinkedIn, they'll dismiss you if they think you're looking to offer them a job. But if you say you could take advantage without interfering with your core career or profession, that becomes interesting to someone who's not looking. And it also is very interesting to someone who is looking. And on LinkedIn, it's made up of two people. You're either looking or you're not looking. And when you say to someone, it's not going to interfere with your core career or profession, you're going to capture both of those people, their interest, your chances of having interest from them, it goes up. So it would, however, give you options. See, now I'm leaving it out there wide. Oh, options. I like options, right? We find ourselves in the right place at the right time to capitalize and change the lives of many around us. If I sent you a 90-second video, would you take a look? Guys, this is the type of thing I'm telling you right now. This is the type of thing that makes people look that you're not trying to get them to do anything. You're just dangling the cookie out there. You're dangling the carrot out. You're casting the lure to see if they have a heartbeat. And put your name and your phone and your email in there. Definitely your name and phone number. Always full disclosure on your end because you want to get to them and take it offline eventually. So I always put my contact info in there, my first and last name, my phone number, and my email. And I say to them, put my contact info into your phone. Sometimes I'll put that in there because I have a feeling that you and I are going to be able to do some business together either now or in the future. Put some stuff in there that's different than what other people do. Here's one on Facebook. Let's say you have a Facebook cold market person. Like this is somebody that's not one of your close friends. They're not in your friends and family sphere. They're not in your acquaintance sphere. Maybe you're connected with them on Facebook and you have no idea how you connected. They're somewhat cold market, or it's somebody that you just happen to connect with, that you happen to see them on Facebook and you want to connect with them. You don't know them. So let's call this a cold market Facebook contact named Mary. You say, hello, Mary. Now, Facebook is a little different. It's made up of a lot of personal information, not a lot of business career information, which has great advantages and disadvantages. It's a different type of category, right? So, hey, Mary, I came across your Facebook profile. I read some of your posts and comments. Maybe you have some friends in common. And I believe that there might be a chance that we can connect from a business perspective on something larger. See, that statement right there is taking it off of it's no longer the purpose of Facebook connecting to friends and family and post pictures and see your vacation and all that. It's not that. You're actually taking it. I read some of your posts and your comments. I saw your profile. And I believe there might be a chance that we can connect from a business perspective on something larger than connecting just to be friends, right? So I'm spearheading expansion of a new technology into these states and many more. And again, my business partners are first to market with a technology that no one else has in one of the hottest industries. We're not looking for investors. We're not selling anything. And if you were to take advantage, it wouldn't interfere with your core career or profession. Same reason why. It would give you options. It's the same message. If I sent you a 90-second video, would you take a look? And then set up the callback. And again, include your name, email, and phone number. Like have that information there because again, you want to look like you're full disclosure, not hiding anything. You want to make it as warm as possible. And when someone includes their contact info and you're prospecting them, you're trying to connect with them about something larger, and you include full disclosure, your contact info, they're more likely to accept your request to connect, and they're more likely to read what you are providing to them and what you're reaching out to them about. So when you warm up cold connections, you're warming them up so you can take it offline. That's the key. You're warming up the cold connections so you can now make them a warm connection. You can take it offline and have an offline communication because once you take it offline and onto a phone call, this is a much higher level of trust than just connecting on LinkedIn or Facebook or any other methods, any other sources, whether it's TikTok, whether it's anything else, doesn't matter. So taking it offline is a key. And then if you get it to the point where you're on a Zoom with them and they see you and you see them, great, even warmer. If you take it to offline to the point where you meet with them face to face, fantastic. Sometimes you'll be at other parts of the country. You'll be in the Northeast and you're sponsoring somebody in Texas, and now you meet with them on the phone. You invite them onto Zooms. You get to know them that way, and then you head down to the national convention in Texas, and this is where you take it into the face-to-face world. So very important. Hey Mary, would like to network offline with you a bit and find out more about what you're doing and share some more about this project. Let's see if there's a way you can take advantage as a part-time, as a builder, from a time partner perspective. Let's see if there's a way you can take advantage as a time partner, a builder, a non-time partner, a connector, or both. Guys, when was the last time somebody ever contacted you and said, let's see if there's a way you can take advantage from a time perspective, a non-time perspective, or maybe both? That's what we have, you guys, because you can be successful in this business by putting time in it where you're a builder and you're recruiting people and putting, and training them and helping them get started and all that. Or you can just be the connector. You just put people in, you connect them with your team, and your team gets them into the system. And that's fine too. Or you can do both. Here's my mobile number. Feel free to reach out or shoot me your number and I'll be sure to follow up. So anytime that I reach out to somebody on Facebook or LinkedIn that's a stranger, I always like to say to them, I'd like to network with you offline a little bit, find out more about what you're doing and share more about a project that I'm working on. And put something in there like, you never know. I might know the exact person that you're looking for, and you might know the exact person that I'm looking for. And we can help each other with our careers. Let's see if there's a way, right? And here's my mobile number. Feel free to reach out or shoot me your number and I'll be sure to follow up. And then you include your information in there. You might even put like your Zoom schedules if you have it, or a Calendly schedule if you use that for your time management. So lots of ways to warm up these cold connections and take them offline. And other strong invitations, things that you can talk about with people revolving around ThinkSmart and AutoSave. Energy rates are going through the roof. Everybody wants to cut costs, but many have been burned when they chose a supplier. Great thing to say. In all of these markets, we have a permanent answer to this pain point for consumers, and it's about to hit the market. See, it doesn't have to be word for word, all these things. Take little pieces of what I'm showing you and utilize it with your style. A proprietary technology that allows us to guarantee our customers will never pay more than the utility every month, and up to 10% savings on a monthly basis when there's an opportunity to save. No renewals, no fees, no penalties, no risks. You guys, the reason that this is written this way is because I speak of this from experience. My previous company, I was with another company. We brought in 400,000 customers in one state. One state. And it was a 1% guarantee of savings after a year. There was no way to guarantee that they would never go above the utility, because a lot of times it would go above the utility. But at the end of the year, it was a 1% guaranteed savings. So they might have had savings each month, and it could have been higher than the utility. And a lot of times it was, and it was 1% guaranteed savings. And we brought 400,000 customers in one state on that platform. What do you think we can do with a monthly guarantee that says never above the utility every single month, and up to 10% savings on a monthly basis when they're with Think, with no renewals, no fees, no penalties, and no risk? We had to renew every year on that other platform with the other company as well. So guys, we brought in nearly around the country, we brought in nearly 1 million customers on that platform, but 400,000 in one state. What do you think we can do in 5 states, 6 states, with up to 10% savings and a guarantee that it never goes above the utility? What do you think we can do when we're in 12 states? With a guarantee never above the utility every single month and up to 10% savings on a monthly basis whenever there's an opportunity for us to save you money. Guys, we would have people that would we would have people that were our customers that would on a 1% at the end of the year guarantee, somebody would call them and say, I can save you 20% this month or for the next 6 months or the next year. And they'd say, yeah, but can you guarantee it? And they'd say, no, I can't guarantee it. You can't guarantee that I'll save? No. Well, then I'm not interested because that sounds fishy to me. Like, why can't you? Right now we've got the cookie. No one else does this, and we're going to bring millions onto this platform because consumers have been thirsting for it. They just didn't know it exists. That's where we are, and maybe you come in, right? That's where we are. That's where we and maybe you come into the picture. That's the point. So keeping that strong invitations. And again, if I sent you a 90-second video, would you watch it? Set up the time to call them back and include the information. You can show them, you can send out this roadmap to AutoSave. I mean, right here, if you sent this out, nobody would figure out what you're doing, even if you sent this to them. They would have no idea what this is. You would just be talking about something that's coming in these states. By sending them this map, they can't figure out what you're doing. And that gets them interested. By sending them something like this, I mean, take a picture of that right there. Why wouldn't you? And how many of these states do you know people or have contacts in? Just send them the state list. They're not going to be able to figure out what you're doing. This gets them wondering about, wow, this is a lot of states. And if they say like anything like one or more of these states, I know people, and then you need to get it offline. Let's hop on a quick Zoom. Let's hop on a video. Let's hop on the phone. Whatever it is, take it offline. So there's so many ways to do this, but what I do know is that the people who make a list have a much higher rate of success. Your chances of succeeding, if you have a list with 200 people on your list, you have twice the chance of having success as somebody who has 100 names on their list. If you have 200 names on your list, you have 10 times the chance of success as somebody who has 20 names on their list. Okay, my list now consists of over 2,000 people. And we have a lot of people, have a lot more people on their list than that. Keep building your list. Add in the trackable Think Plus Connect app or whatever app it is that we have available to track when you're sending messages out. And this is Think Plus Connect. That app will track the messages. It'll tell you when somebody's clicking on something and then use those videos. This is the key to success in our business. And if you're not utilizing these tools and having it starts with a big list, you're out of the game right there. If you don't have a big list, you're not going to make it as fast as you could. So I'm just going to finish with this. When you're always complimenting people and you're using all these mediums and you have a list and you're reaching out to people in all the different forms, whether it's text, phone, email, Facebook, LinkedIn, or whatever it is, having a virtual grand opening and having an invite for that is a great way to invite people. Having a home grand opening, very simple. Hey, I'm having a grand opening for my business. Utilizing the other things. We have a proprietary technology that no one else has in America, doing things that no one else can even think about doing. There's a chance that this might be for you or it might not be, but I'm having a grand opening at my home. Leave your checkbook at home because we're not looking for investors. There's nothing to buy and we're not selling anything. But can you come over to my house and take up a seat in my grand opening? I've got like 7 spots in my living room. Will you take one of my 7 spots? It's this day at this time. Maybe you have 2 grand openings, or you do the same thing with a virtual grand opening. And you invite people. And again, you're always using this. I'd like to get your opinion, run something by you, bring you up to speed, get your eyes on this, get your mind wrapped around this. By promoting the person or company, by promoting the person or the company or industry or the event. Whoever's at the event that you're promoting, promote that person. Hey, you need to come and listen to this person. You need to come and listen to Brendan Kenny because he's been in this industry. He had a big successful Nextel business back in the day. He's made millions of dollars in the energy sector. And now he's got his hands on this proprietary technology as one of the co-founders of this company, of this network. And I want you to come and meet him personally, either on Zoom or face to face. Promote the person. Right? Or I know someone who you should know. I know someone who should know invite. That's a tough one to say. It's like I may know someone who you should know. That's what it is. I know someone who you should know invite. That's a great way to invite people, right? Where you say, I know someone. I know this person, Ed Kenny. You should know him. Here's the reason why. And promote that person. I know someone who you should know. Invite. That's the type of invite. There's so many different ways to do it. The coffee invite with your warm market, especially. Let's get coffee. I need to show you something. Let the sit in on this meeting and be a fly on the wall invite. Ever do that? Those are great. Hey, listen, just sit in on this meeting. You don't have to put your camera on, you don't have to talk. Just sit in on this meeting and be a fly on the wall. You need to hear this. The 7 out of 10 invite. This is great too because 7 out of 10 people are not who I'm looking for. If I show 10, 7 out of 10, they're complacent, they're lazy, they're not looking to do anything more, or they're already satisfied with what they're doing and they're not looking for anything else. 3 out of 10 though, they're looking for me. Let's see where you are. That's the 7 out of 10 invite, the personality invite. You invite based on the personality characteristics. Like you read personality books, we have these great books about personality quadrants. You should read some of those. Because if you're inviting somebody who likes to be the life of the party, then you're going to invite them. You need to come over and meet all these great people who are going to be there. I'll introduce you to some people you've never met before, who are doing some things you've never done before. You're going to have so much fun. See, that's a personality invite for somebody who's a people-oriented person. Then you have somebody that's the opposite end of the spectrum. Maybe they're like an accountant or a financial planner. Say, listen, I want to invite you over here because we're going to be going over all the details on this proprietary technology, like how it works, why it's different than anything else, why we are the innovators. We're going to talk about real numbers, about how we're expanding this and how the money works. See, that's a personality invite. The occupation invite. This is really easy. Whoever you're talking to, what do you do? I'm a barber. You know what? Many barbers are taking advantage of this. There's not an industry in America, there's not a career, a profession in America that is not part of our team now. Many insurance agents are taking advantage of this. Many business owners are taking advantage of this. Many employees are taking advantage of this. Many churches are taking advantage of this. Many pastors, everything you can think of. We have every walk of life here. Many men, many women, many young people, many old people, many middle-aged people. The I don't want you to be mad at me invite. I already went over that before, but if I didn't tell you and you found out, I wouldn't want you to be mad at me, so I'm coming to you now. You need to take a look. The let's make a promise invite. I love this one because I'll call somebody up. I'll be like, listen, if you ever find anything that you can do part-time side by side with your regular profession and it can help you earn more money than you potentially make at your regular career or profession, would you tell me about it? And they go, yeah, I would tell you about it. I say, great. I'll tell you about it if I find anything out too. Is that a deal? And they say, yeah, that's a deal. Great. 2 days later, I call them up. You're not going to believe this. I found something, exactly what we promised that you and I made a promise to tell each other about. Do you have anything? No, I don't. Well, I have something. Boom. You need to take a look. The take it away before they see it invite. Use the reverse psychology where you say, listen, I'm not sure if this is for you or not. I don't know if you'd be interested or qualified. I'm not really sure. There's a chance that it might be, but take it away before they see it. That's the take it away before they see it invite. The pedestal invite. This is for somebody you're prospecting on about AutoSave or ThinkSmart that's in those markets, right? Pennsylvania, Texas, ThinkSmart and AutoSave, Ohio, Illinois, New Jersey, all these states that are coming out. You can go into the LinkedIn platforms and Facebook, and you can actually find people based on the states that they're in. Asking people that question. The pedestal invite. This is somebody who's way up high on the socioeconomic ladder. They're like, you are afraid to show them this plan. Like they're your chicken list, right? They'll never do it. They're too wealthy. They're too successful. They're too busy. Put them on the pedestal and say, listen, I know you're the most successful person I know, and you're probably not interested in what I'm doing, but would you take a look at this and maybe you can give me some pointers on where to go with this? And then go through the whole process with them. The practice invite. This is great with your warm market as well, where you can just say, hey, is it okay if I practice on you? Not trying to get you to do anything, but I'm getting ready to do a big presentation to somebody who's this pedestal invite type person, and I need to practice on you. Would you let me practice on you so I can get better at it? And then you can try to poke holes in it for me. Can't tell you how many times I've practiced on people and they join. You guys, so Those are some pointers on how to go about this. And I will tell you that right now, let me go back to this one slide because this is the slide that everybody should have going right now. You should be talking to people about every single one of our states, just that picture right there. You don't even have to have this. We have this on our Google Drive, you can download it in a picture where you can text it to people. But this is how you get into those states. You find people who are in those states. You ask people, do you know anyone in any of these states? Do you have contacts in these states? Then they tell you, and then you go and do the market invites, whether it's warm, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, lukewarm, or whatever it is. That's how you get there. You can find people directly by searching for people who live in, New Jersey on LinkedIn and on Facebook. You can certainly do that. But you can also ask people because what I love is there's something that's in between a cold lead and a warm lead. A warm lead is somebody that you know from your sphere of influence or an acquaintance. Those are warm market. Then the cold market is people you don't know. There's something in between those two. Okay. And that is somebody that you don't know, but they were referred to you by somebody you do know, or you're connected to someone you do know. That's not a warm lead. That's not a cold lead anymore because there's a warm lead in between both of you, right? That's one of the things where magic happens is somebody's a connector. So when you're asking people, do you know anybody in any of these states? This is a great way to have them make an introduction. And somebody said to me the other day, well, what if I asked my friend Mike, do you know anybody in any of these states? And he says, yeah, I know somebody over in New Jersey. So, and you say, well, who is it? Her name is Mary. Okay, so what does Mary do? I think she's like a dental professional or something like that. Or okay, she's real estate agent. Okay, great. And where does she live? I think she's in northern New Jersey. Okay, great. How long have you known her? Like interview them about the person a little bit, not overly. But you say, so you know somebody in that market. Well, that's great. Well, listen, I don't know if this is the right fit for Mary or not. But if you were to connect me with Mary and she ended up becoming very successful with this, you could potentially make more money with this just for connecting Mary than you make in your current career or profession, just for being a connector. And that's a true statement because if they sponsor a senior partner, can you imagine what kind of money you would make just for sponsoring a senior partner in the business or two or three? Can you imagine if you sponsor? Imagine if Mike connected you with three people who became regional directors in the business. One regional director here, and one here. Three of them. Go do the math. That you'd be making more money than most people make at their regular career or profession. So it's very powerful. So utilizing that and then go back to once they connect you with Mary, then you go back, right? You get Mary's connection information, whether it's on LinkedIn or Facebook, or maybe the person does a dual text connection with you or a dual email connection. Hey, Mary, this is Tony. Mike says, hey, Mary, this is Tony. Tony has his own business in the energy sector. He's one of the most successful people I know. Mary is a realtor in New Jersey and she's one of my trusted advisors. I love her. She's very successful at what she does as well. I think the two of you should network a little bit because Tony's expanding a business into New Jersey, and it's not going to it wouldn't even interfere with if it was right for you. It wouldn't even interfere with what you were currently doing as a realtor. You might be able to take advantage. I think you two should network together because I think something good will come of it. That's all you're doing when someone says, well, how do you connect to when someone says, I know somebody in New Jersey, what do you do next? That's what you do. And you just have them make the connection, give them the words, some of the words to make a positive connection. And then with Mary, you're just utilizing those same words over and over again. We have a proprietary technology. No one else has it. Industry creator, industry innovator. We're early. Nobody knows about it. You could potentially be in the right place at the right time and you don't even know it. That's how it works, everybody. So I have talked long enough. Wow, I've gone way over. Uh, Anybody has any questions, feel free. It will be recorded, Raymond, so appreciate that. Yep, let everybody in, Diana, from the waiting room. What's doing with California market? Well, it will eventually be there, Victor, for community solar. So I like to keep that on the map because there's a big opportunity there, and people in California, there's a lot of people, so they know a lot of people. But even if we weren't opening in California, I'm just saying this because it doesn't matter where people live. Because if they say, I know somebody who's not in one of those states, I'm like, okay, that's fine. Let's go talk to that person because that person in Idaho might know someone in Texas. So California down the road for community solar, they're still ironing out some of the regulatory stuff there. It is a law. There is community solar, a law there. They're just ironing out the way that developers are going to be allowed to come into that market and how they're going to be allowed to profit. So that's what they're ironing out now. All right. So I appreciate that. Let's see. Awesome info, Bella. Thank you. Appreciate that. Tony, it's Victor. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, let's see. A rooftop. Okay, well, that may be something, Victor. We'll talk about that. We'll get in touch with you on that. So potentially, but yeah, we're not. I mean, if it's in Connecticut, we do rooftop solar for residential. If it's for community solar, I mean, rooftop maybe if there's a big building like in New Jersey, there's some areas in New Jersey where our developers might connect. But if you have, if you have potential land or building space that or so you have it, or somebody who might have that, we would get you in touch with our vice president of community solar, Steve Condon. So you can get in touch with Steve Condon and get him an address, and he can potentially help you there. Um, let's see. Joseph, how can we get all your examples you wrote in a Word file so I can copy and paste it? Well, I'll put these PDF slides up. I'll put them up in PDF and in PowerPoint, and you can take it from there and turn it into a Word file if you'd like, convert it. Appreciate it. How do I get the slide showing the states and how many of these states do you know, people? So here's what I'll tell you. You can either take it from the slides that I just showed you, whoops, or meant to do that from current slide. No, not from current slide. From the bottom slide. You can go, there you go. You can go right to our Google Drive, which is our team documents site right here, bit.ly, Norman, / think big documents. And in there is the actual picture of that slide. So you can download it on your phone. Now you can send it out via text to everybody. All right. So I appreciate that. And let's see. Is it best to use a paid, Dr. Roz, a paid LinkedIn account because of the limitations of the free account? I I don't necessarily recommend doing a paid LinkedIn account. I mean, you can if you have, if you're really searching for a job or if you want to go heavy recruiting. But the limitations of the free account, they're not as limited as they used to because of new algorithms. And so you're able to connect with a lot of people as far as sending direct messages to their email accounts and things like that. I mean, maybe that's what you want to do, but I don't have a problem with, I've never had a problem using the free account as well. So I'll get this recording out to everybody as soon as we have it. Yes, I have a few people, including my brother in Texas, and he has contacts in Texas. That's great. Yeah, you need to get in touch with those people right away. Moisha, is it possible there's a third party that is also cheaper than the main local utility companies? Sure. There's always companies that are going to have, no one's ever in the energy industry the lowest rate all the time. There's always going to be companies that make purchases or they're willing to take customers on at a lower cost, give them a higher discount because they lose money because they just want to build up their clientele. It's a competitive marketplace, and so no one can ever be the lowest price ever in the history of energy. There just does not exist anywhere. So anybody who asks that question is like that's something that can't possibly happen because we're in a commodity space. But yeah, there are always third-party companies that are cheaper than the local electric company. Absolutely. That's why they're there. That's why they're in business. But what they can't do is say your rate with us will never go above the utility, even if you don't renew. And can you guarantee me savings on the long term when you are my supplier? We have savings when you're the supplier with us, with Think Energy, up to 10% when we move you to our supply. And when we move you to the utility, you get the utility rate. So you're never below the utility. That's how it works. And so, totally different category than people that are just posting rates for a short period of time and getting customers that way. That's how customers end up getting burned. Uh, Will the cabs be the same in every state? Cabs are the same in the compensation plan, Pastor Isaac, in every state. As far as bonuses, like we have bonuses in New Jersey and we have bonuses coming up in Ohio, and one is 20 and one is 40. And the reason for that is because in New Jersey, there's tons of information of the ability to bring customers aboard on community solar and have long-term savings that way, which we don't have in Ohio. So it's a lot easier to get customers to come on for community solar and AutoSave. So we don't need to put as much money there. So in Ohio, we don't have community solar. We don't have anything else in that state other than the AutoSave or electricity. And so we're putting more money in that state where we need it the most. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to zig and zag and have promotional bonuses in every state based on based on what's happening in that state for AutoSave. As far as for electricity customers and community solar customers, those cabs are all the same across all the states. Texas, being its own state as well, has its own service with ThinkSmart that has its own cap of $20 plus promotional bonuses. So yeah, customer acquisition bonuses are baked into the compensation plan. Bonuses for bringing in customers, those are promotional. So we have promotional bonuses that are not in the compensation plan, and cabs that are in the compensation plan. Our cabs are uniform across the states based on what we have in the compensation plan. So is rooftop in Texas? Nope, it's not. It's only in Connecticut. All right, George, great. Give me other info and as far as recruiting connectors. Yeah, connectors are great, George. It's one of the ways that you bring in a lot of people to your team by bringing someone influential who is not going to be a time partner, but they're going to be a connector, and they'll feed contacts to you who might be great. You do all the work. They get the person sponsored under them, and you get to continue to build your team. I'll do that all day long. I mean, if somebody said to me, is it okay if I join your team? You sponsor me personally, and I'm never going to do this business. I'm never going to spend time. I'm just going to feed you qualified people because I'm too busy being a doctor. I'm too busy being, a football coach. Yeah, absolutely. Join my team. Feed me some people. I'll go show them. I'll just treat them as if they're my personal list. Yes, indeed. Or can you just upload this presentation to the Google Drive? Yes, I'll do that. Absolutely. Okay. So AutoSave is only compared to the local electric company. Yes, that's all you can compare to is to the local electric company. That's the thing that's rock solid posted for a period of time. That is the only metric that we have, and it's the reason why we don't have AutoSave in Texas and probably won't ever, because there's no such thing as a local electric company's rate in that state. But in all the other states, absolutely, we compare to the local electricity supply company, whoever the local company is. It's all based on that for AutoSave. Absolutely. All right. I copied and pasted screenshots into Evernote for webinars, and then I can pull the words right out of the images. Awesome. Is the AutoSave discount only on the supply portion of the bill? Yes. Or also on delivery? Nope. The only thing where you get a delivery discount is on community solar. So AutoSave is an electricity product, and it is on the supply portion of the bill. Absolutely. Let's see. Chris, how much of the educational content should I review before I have a solid understanding and comprehension in order to approach people confidently? How often should I re-review the educational info? I think you should continually re-review all information constantly, Chris, and stay plugged into all of our events, like our trainings that we do and our presentations that we do. Absolutely. And you know what? Once you have the video, and you're able to put that forward and utilizing the Think Plus Connect app, you don't need to be the expert. We're not looking for you to be the expert. We're looking for you to have confidence. But really, all you're doing is saying, hey, I've got something that nobody else has. It's proprietary. It could be like one sentence. We've got a proprietary technology. Nobody else has it. If I sent you a 1-minute video, would you look at it? A 90-second video, would you look at it? We're letting the tools do the work, Chris. So the video is what makes this go, because we're not looking to have, we're not looking to train a whole bunch of people to be able to be perfect recruiters, let's say, and be able to go out there and explain how AutoSave works and recruit those people. What we're doing is we're teaching people how to have confidence in doing a simple invitation using a few keywords so that they can get somebody to look at a video, because a video is worth a million words. So that's what we're doing. And then when that person looks at the video, they're like, wow, this is pretty easy to do. I could get somebody to look at the video. So that's all you're really doing. Is we're not trying to be, you're not trying to be the one who answers all the questions or anything like that. We're just leading people to the video and taking the next step. All right, so Zev, the upload the example PDF in the chat. I don't have that yet. I'll create the PDF and put that up on our Google Drive. So it will be at bit.ly/thinkbigdocuments. Let's see. Steve, appreciate it. Pastor Isaac, thank you. Do companies have lower rates, guarantee them for a set time, or might they raise them the month after someone joins? It's all over the map, Norman. It could be that what you just said, or it could be variable rates. It could be penalties if you leave, high exorbitant rates. It could be start out for 3 months and have a scaling, escalating rate that goes up. There's so many things out there that are just quirky, that are just like gimmicky, and ours is the most transparent thing that exists on the planet. Our AutoSave platform, it's as transparent as you can get. Is there any state for community solar, Gamaliel, that is no longer available or full, as that still appears on thinksuccess.plus? Or is there a way we can figure out how many spots are available? Yeah, you can go into the trainings on thinksuccess.plus for each state, community solar, and it tells you where things are available. Right now, the only state where we don't have capacity is Colorado. All of the other states we do have capacity that we show as open for community solar. Yes. Does it make sense to tell someone to become an EA and sign themselves up in one more? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely tell people to become an EA when if they're not going to become a customer, then maybe they want to be an EA or both. Absolutely. Will AutoSave come to Maryland? Well, we don't know that because we're not open in Maryland for electricity. So first we would have to open for electricity in the state of Maryland because we only have community solar. And then there'd have to be some major changes in that state for it to happen. You never know. They'll review other states. I don't think it's on the review map right now because we're not open there for electricity, just like New York isn't fully on the review map. I mean, we're looking at it, but we're not open there for electricity through the Think Plus network. Okay, everybody, I'm going to let everybody get back to their day. I appreciate everybody being here. This is Tony Procopio from New Fairfield, Connecticut. Over and out. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great one.